Hey guys, there's many ways to install your new DIY wide plank floors. For example, some customers have used nails, some have used screws, some customers have glued it down, other customers have even used wooden pegs and antique square nails. You can even use a traditional flooring nailer. But we're going to show you the most popular method that most of our customers use to install their new floors. In this method, we're going to use crown staples to face nail our boards directly to the subfloor below, making this the perfect DIY project for any beginner. To start, let's begin with what you're going to need. First, you're going to need an 18-gauge crown stapler. We're using a Ryobi Airstrike battery-operated stapler that's extremely easy to use. Next, you're going to need a jigsaw to make any specialty cuts around any pipes, for example. You're going to need a handsaw to cut the boards to size when you get to the end of a row. Now you can also use a chop saw or a miter saw for this. You're going to need some sanding sponges to sand away any burrs after you make your cuts. You're going to need a rubber mallet to tap your boards into place. You're also going to need a tape measure along with those 1.5-inch long crown staples that has a 1/4-inch crown. Okay, now that we have what we need, let's begin. As you can see, the installation is already in full swing and we have the first row down, and now we're fitting the boards into place for the second row. This is where you're going to use your rubber mallet and a scrap piece of board to tap them in to get a nice tight joint, and use your staplers to tack it in at the end. Now move down to the other end and tap that into place to get that other end nice and tight, and staple it down as well. Next, move along up your board about every foot to every 18 inches or so. Add some staples. There's no right way to do it, no wrong way to do it. You're never going to see these staples. If you see a spongy spot, add a couple of more staples. Now when you get to the end of a row, you're going to need to cut a board to size. So simply transfer your measurement over to a new piece of flooring and make your cut with the saw. Use your sanding sponge to sand away any little burrs from that cut, and then slide your board in and staple it down so it's not going anywhere. And that's pretty much all there is to installing your own DIY wide plank flooring. There's nothing to it. It's going back and forth, row by row, stapling down the boards. From here, I'm going to speed up the video so you can kind of get an idea of what the process looks like and what your finished floor would look like after it's done being installed. So now that you're done with the install process, this is what your floor is going to look like when you're all done. The next step is going to be distressing it. So be sure to check out the next video and send any questions.